In Los Angeles, the Rivera family thought they had time. Time to heal old wounds, time to build new memories, time to be together. But life doesn't wait, and neither does fire. The Rivera family story begins on what should have been a peaceful evening in their suburban Los Angeles home. It was one of those rare nights when they were all together, sharing a meal and laughter. Elena, the mother and the heart of the family, was urging her youngest, Mateo, to finish his vegetables, while her teenage daughter, Sofia, rolled her eyes in mock exasperation. Carlos, the father, sat at the head of the table, his usual quiet demeanor masking thoughts that often seemed miles away. The atmosphere felt almost picture-perfect, but that illusion shattered with a single, piercing sound. The emergency alert from the television. The news anchor's voice was tense, announcing that a fast-moving wildfire had erupted, and their neighborhood was under immediate evacuation orders. For a moment, the room was frozen in silence. Then, chaos erupted. Elena grabbed her nurse's bag and essential medicines. Carlos rushed to the attic, muttering about retrieving important documents. Sofia argued about what to take, and Mateo, overwhelmed, clung to his mother's leg, asking if they were going to be okay. The once familiar neighborhood outside had turned into a scene from a nightmare. The sky was painted a haunting orange, and ash floated down like snow. Flames licked the edges of nearby hills, inching closer with every second. The sound of sirens and shouting neighbors filled the air. Inside the house, panic escalated. Carlos came down from the attic, clutching a small metal box that he held close to his chest. When Sofia asked what it was, he snapped at her, something he rarely did. His reaction left her stunned, but there was no time to dwell on it. Sofia then realized something. Her mother's wedding album, filled with irreplaceable photos of Elena's late father, was still upstairs. Ignoring her parents' frantic calls, she darted back inside to retrieve it. Elena screamed after her, her voice cracking with fear, but Carlos held her back, insisting they couldn't lose more time. Moments later, Sofia reappeared, coughing and clutching the album tightly to her chest. Relief swept over them, but it was short-lived. The fire had advanced faster than they'd imagined. Embers rained down as the family piled into their SUV. Carlos drove, his knuckles white on the steering wheel, trying to navigate the smoke-filled streets. Mateo cried in the back seat, clutching his mother, while Sofia glared at her father. Her eyes darted toward the metal box in his lap. "What's in there?" she demanded, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and fear. Carlos didn't answer, his silence louder than the crackling fire around them. The tension inside the car was unbearable, but it was nothing compared to what awaited them outside. A loud crack shattered the moment as a burning tree fell, blocking their path. Flames surrounded them, and the air was thick with smoke. The family sat in stunned silence, the fire reflecting in their wide, terrified eyes. The screen fades to black, with Sofia's voice breaking through the chaos. "What aren't you telling us, Dad?" And with that, the first chapter of their nightmare begins.